There's a lot of activity, and the danger is that a country that does this in a way that is not consolidated, is not transparent, is not in a framework that we can all see. What we're trying to do is develop the fiscal framework and a monetary framework so all the activities are consolidated so we know, and you know, what is being invested, by whom, and on what. And this transparency, I think, is what the world wants to see.
We definitely need and desire the U.S. leadership because for the reason that Anoop has mentioned, that there's a likelihood that more money are coming in, and it means not just in the investment but also in the donor community are very willing to provide a lot of assistance, and that we need leadership. And so this is where we also need coordination. I think this is where I think it would be better the U.S. will align with the European Union and also with many of the Asian friends in terms of helping our transition. And then also on the actual the impact in Myanmar, of course we definitely desire to balance our trade partners, our investment partners, because as you know, why the West has put sanctions, and then our Asian neighbors have already taken the lead. And then now they are coming back in a big way. And then so while we are trying to upgrade some of our investment standards, so we also like to have a much more diversified partners, and then we definitely desire to have much more American corporations. And so perhaps in that regard, I think the U.S. government will be, we like to see some of these policies updated.
President Obama's visit there in November, I think, was the culmination of a very focused and robust diplomatic engagement strategy. Hillary Clinton went there, member of Congress, so forth. Now the big question is, will the United States finally lift the sanctions, or most of them? The United States, through presidential waiver, President Obama has been able to ease and suspend sanctions, but they're still on the books, they're still law. In Washington, a lot of the debate now will reopen about sanctions because many of them will be coming up for renewal. And I think my personal view is, now that the EU has lifted most sanctions, Australia, so forth, it's time for the United States to probably do the same thing. Keeping some sanctions in place, of course, particularly related to some of the designated nationals that might be engaged in corrupt activity. But by and large, the sanctions that allow particularly Myanmar greater access to the market here, I think would be very beneficial and have instant impact on Myanmar in a very significant way, because it will provide jobs. And right now, jobs is of paramount importance for Myanmar to really move forward in its reform effort.